Hello everyone, this is Corolla from Yewno Discover. We are all visual learners, and traditional platforms show content and information in lists because that's all technology has been able to do until recently. Now using AI and knowledge graphs, we can retrieve information based not only on keywords, but based on concepts and connections. And we can visualize these in an entirely new way. Let me show you how. Strava is a fitness app. It's a fitness app that lives at the intersection of social media and exercise. This app tracks your rides or your runs, and it really has become a social network for athletes. I'm curious if an app like Strava, where routes and rides and activities can be shared publicly, if this sort of social media engagement can have an impact on our lives, and not just from a physical and getting fitter while you share your business online perspective, but also from an urban planning perspective. Can this type of data provide new opportunities for research into active travel, sustainable travel, and even public health? So let's take a look and visualize the connections. I entered Strava into our search box, and here we have our knowledge map. And we have the most relevant connections displayed first. I can take this little lever all the way down, and we can take a look at all sorts of concepts linked to Strava. So there are locus maps, there's a GPS map, there is cumulative elevation gain. That's the sort of information you can find when you're cycling. We've got activity tracker, we've got Mapbox, traffic reporting, that's a good one. So as Strava sends data, different conclusions can be drawn from that data. So I want to find out, how does it connect with urban planning? So I'm going to add another search term, and I'm going to type in urban planning. I'll select this first one here. And now we are in the architecture, urban planning, land use topic area. And sure enough, we have a connection between Strava and urban planning. Let me show you the different concepts related to urban planning, land use planning, planned communities, technical aspects of urban planning. So all these connections are down here around this main node of urban planning. And the ones we have at the top are all connected to Strava. But we do have a string right here that connects these two, and that's what I want to investigate. So let me click on that. And so now we're doing a search between urban planning and Strava. Well, there are no concepts that connects these two, but we do have documents. So let's take a look at these documents. It shows us here we have 6 documents. So this is already very interesting. So we have planning with crowdsourced data. Our strategy was based on recognizing that many cyclists already use other types of tracking, etc. So we can take a look at this. And what is displayed for us, of course, is a snippet, which is the most relevant portion of a particular document. And this is from the proceedings of the 18th ACM conference. We go back to the document list. Let's see what else do we have. Oh, this is interesting here. Utilizing crowdsourced data for studies of cycling and air pollution exposure. A case study using Strava data. Okay, well, that is very cool. So this tells us that the data has been used to map ridership over a city, evaluate the impact of bicycle infrastructure on cycling behavior, and investigate impacts of residential and employment density. Very interesting. This is from the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health. Fascinating. And here we have links to the actual full text. I want to go back to my knowledge map. So it's been determined that there is a connection. There's documents that brings those two together. But looking here, we don't have related concepts. So I want to know, how did we get here? And Yewno Discover has a very interesting way of showing you the visual steps involved. And over here on the right-hand side, we have some tools that can help us do that. We have multi-select here, and this allows us to create a relationship between two particular concepts. So we can generate this relationship by clicking on one of the concepts that we want and the second one, which is urban planning, and we realize that they share documents and there's definitely a relationship, but how do we get to those shared documents? So now I'm going to generate this relationship. And oh my goodness. So we get from Strava to urban planning in all sorts of interesting ways. So we have urban planning down here, and that connects us to these particular nodes. So this is like connected up. So we can take a look at this connection right here, technical aspects of urban planning and urban planning. We can click on that string, and it gives us a whole series of concepts that they share. Then we can go from technical aspects to counter mapping. And that gives us a series of concepts that they share. And then we can go to geographic information systems. We could go to traffic reporting. We can go to Magellan navigation to get all the way to Strava. So what a great visualization of how our inference engine got from urban planning to Strava. And you can do this for any topic that you might be interested in where it doesn't look obvious that there's a connection. You can generate that connection by going into multi-select. And right here we have our layers. So right now we created that indirect relationship, which is what we saw right here. And to go back to our original search, you can go back and click on the main layer, and then you can create connections between perhaps planned community and an OpenStreetMap and see how those would be connected. So for visual learners, or really for all of us learners, this is a wonderful way to visualize connections and how to navigate and find information very easily and really without any assistance at all. So if you have any questions about this search or have some suggestions for other searches that I can do for you, please reach out at support@yewno.com. And if you want to learn more tips on using Yewno Discover, you can email me there as well. Thanks so much and have a great day.